Assalamualaikum and have a very good day to the panels. I'm Muhammad Zarif bin Yusri and I would like to present about my research, which is post-analysis 2020 and 2021 of top 3 and bottom 3 teams on attacking statistics. So let's go to the slides. First of all, football is a game played between two teams of 11 people, where each team tries to win by kicking a ball into the other team's goal. In the same way that football games involve the movement of physical particles, mental events involve neural activities. Feedback from the performance analysis is an important component of the coaching process and become information source of both players and coaches. So, the independent variables for this study is top 3 teams and the bottom 3 teams, while for the dependent variable is attacking statistics. Now, we are going to move to the background of the study. The background of the study shows the explanation of dependent variables and the independent variables. For dependent variables, Kessels in 2019 stated that recent studies have found that successful teams use ball position to attack, while unsuccessful team tends to use possession to avoid losing the ball. Next is dependent variable. Dependent variable consists of attacking statistics that have been elaborated by LAPSI, which is shooting accuracy was identified as the in-game action that best explain football performance, followed by the other offensive variables such as the number of shots on the goal, the percentage of ball possession, and the rate of passing accuracy. We also can say that the team that give more attacking will have higher chances of winning. For the statement of the problems, there are several problems that related to this study. Firstly, is lack of specific data. Most of the previous study only focuses on the winning factor, which is the only goal aspect. Besides that, there are no overall study about the performance indicator related with this study. Furthermore, official website of the league is lack of overall statistic of the whole league of each team, which require researcher to sum up the attacking statistic for each team on each game. The objective of this research is to compare the attacking statistics of the top 3 and the bottom 3 on Bundesliga 2020-2021, which is total shot on target, total goals, shooting accuracy, and average goals. The significance of the study is it offers coaches an edge of making the best decision and structuring the team's game plan for each game. Not only that, coaches and players strive to create and implement attacking plans that are most likely to result in a goal outcome in order to improve a team's attacking ability. With that, it will make coaches easier to analyze and manage their team and improve all of the mistakes and the player always do. Players also can increase their chemistry and intellectual during game day. For the top 3 and bottom 3 teams, we can say that each team's spots must have several teams, including top team and bottom teams. Top team can be known as winning team, while bottom team usually being called underdog team, or loser team at the worst case scenario. Based on Lagos Ballesteros and Lagos Penas 2010, in a study of 380 matches in La Liga season 2008 until 2009, it was found that top-ranked teams score more goals, shot more frequently, particularly on goal, and needed less opportunity than worst-ranked teams. In the attacking statistic, we all already know that attacking statistic is an important aspect of winning the game, without any exception or end of any sports. The greater the attacking of the team, the bigger the chances of winning. Lagos Pinas and Delal 2010 also stated in their study that basic measures such as frequency, proportion, and other accumulated performance indicator of event happening throughout the matches are commonly used in a team evaluation process, which means sport analyzer use the basic measure of the match to analyze the team performance. The design of the research is quantitative, which is specific to comparative research design that will be used in this study. This research design also requires researchers to investigate the difference between post-analysis between top 3 and bottom 3 teams in Bundesliga 2020 and 2021. The population of this research is 6 clubs from the Bundesliga because the independent variable only requires top 3 and bottom 3 teams, which is the total is 6. But for the further information, there are 18 teams fighting in Bundesliga. Each team will play for 34 matches in home and away. There are a total of 6 teams, so the total games that need to be analysed is 204 games. The team that involved is FC Bayern München, RB Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund, FC Köln, FC Werder Bremen, and FC Schalke. The instrumentation that being used is performance indicator, which is the first one is total shots, the second one is shot on target, the third one is total goals, the fourth is average goal, and the last but not least is shooting accuracy. Besides that, there are other instrumentation that being used such as Bundesliga official website, Football Critic website, and IBM SPSS. Bundesliga official website and Football Critic website provide data about the statistic for each game of the team involved, while IBM SPSS is needed to count and sum up the data that have been collected. The first procedure of the data collection is we need to have ethic approval. After that, identify the performance indicator. The third step is collect the data from the Bundesliga official website and Football Critic website. And the last step is summarize the data using IBM SPSS to have an accurate collected data. For the data analysis, it is already stated that the independent variable is top 3 team and bottom 3 teams, while the dependent variables is attacking statistic. The observation should be independent as the top 3 and bottom 3 have different characteristics on each attacking statistic. Besides that, man-Whitney test will be used because the population is below than 30, but it may differ due to the data that will be collected at the end of the study. Microsoft Excel will also be used to make it easy to manage the data before insert it in IBM SPSS. Mean and standard deviation also will be used in this study. Reliability is used to determine whether or not the information is accurate. It also specifies the type of data that can be used and defined. Intra-tester and inter-tester reliability are two different types of reliability that can be used to assess the reliability of data. After the preview, the researcher should take a day off to ensure that he or she does not forget everything from the primary reading. Just one person employed intra-tester reliability, but the observation can be reproduced. In contrast to inter-tester reliability, it could be evaluated by 2 or more observers when obtaining data. This was done to ensure that the information was not taken the wrong way. This research was carried out in order to produce a better outcome based on the stable information gathered. All through the process, an intra-tester reliability test was performed to measure the reliability of the information that was analyzed multiple times from the same data and website but over a different time period. The data beneath normal distribution assumes that the samples have been collected from population that are normally distributed as P is more than 0.05. Furthermore, the authors shows that the dependent variables are normally distributed, showing that the most parametric statistical approaches are permeable of the normal distribution assumption. Table above show the descriptive data of performance indicator between top 3 and bottom 3 teams. For the descriptive analysis in this research, the highest mean and standard deviation for top 3 teams on performance indicator is total shots, which is M542.33 and standard deviation is 40.650, while the lowest mean and standard deviation on performance indicator is average goals, which is M2.30 and SD 0.557. The highest mean and standard deviation for bottom 3 teams on performance indicator is total shot, which is M338.00 and SD 31.575, while the lowest mean and standard deviation on performance indicator is average goals, which is M0.93 and SD 0.116. Man-Whitney test was used to examine the differences between top 3 teams and bottom 3 teams using inferential statistics. This was done to check if there were any significant difference in attacking statistics between the winning and losing teams. When there are significant difference between the two teams, a p-value of less than 0.05 will be considered significant and the null hypothesis will be rejected. If the p-value is larger than 0.05, then it is considered non-significant and the null hypothesis is not rejected because there are no difference between the two teams. In the first performance indicator, which is total shots, a Man-Whitney test proved that there is significant difference between top 3 and bottom 3 teams in total shots, which is z-score is negative 1.964 and p is 0.05 and r is negative 0.80. This shows that the null hypothesis is rejected because there is significant difference between top 3 and bottom 3 teams in total shots. In the second performance indicator, which is shot on target, a man-Whitney U test proved that there is significant difference between top 3 and bottom 3 teams in shot on target, which is Z-score is negative 1.964, P is 0.050, and R is negative 0.80. This shows that the null hypothesis is rejected because there is significant difference between top 3 teams and bottom 3 teams in shot on target. In the third performance indicator, which is total goals, a man-Whitney U test proved that there is significant difference between top 3 and bottom 3 teams in total goals, which is Z-score is negative 1.993, P is 0.046, and R is negative 0.81. This shows that the null hypothesis is rejected because there is significant difference between top 3 teams and bottom 3 teams in total goals. In the fourth performance indicator, which is shooting accuracy, a man-Whitney U test proved that there is significant difference between top 3 and bottom 3 teams in shooting accuracy, which is Z-score is negative 1.964, P is 0.05, and R is negative 0.80. This shows that the null hypothesis is rejected because there is significant difference between top 3 teams and bottom 3 teams in shooting accuracy. In the fifth performance indicator, which is average goal, a man-Whitney U test proved that there is significant difference between top 3 and bottom 3 teams in average goal, which is Z-score is negative 1.964, P is 0.050, R is negative 0.81. This shows that the null hypothesis is rejected because there is significant difference between top 3 and bottom 3 teams in average goals. Based on the result of first performance indicator, which is total shots, both groups shows a significant difference of outcome, which is P is lower than 0.05. The result of mean and standard deviation for top 3 team is 542.33 and 43.60650, and bottom 3 teams is 338.00 and 31.575. These totals of goals could be goals that have been created through several ways, such as a field goal, penalty goals, and free kick goals. Numerous studies support the findings of the current study, stating that the percentage of goals scored after set play accounts for the majority of the total number of goals scored, regardless of the tournament. Furthermore, the next performance indicator, which is shot on target, takes sides on top 3 teams. Based on the result of shot on target, the top 3 and bottom 3 teams of shot on target achieve a significant difference result, which is P is lower than 0.05. The results of mean and standard deviation for top 3 teams is 212.33 and 24.379, and bottom 3 teams is 106.33 and 21.008. With regard to matches played in the Spanish League, the variable shot on target had the greatest discriminatory power, and statistically significant difference in its value have been reported between top and middle or lower ranking teams in the same league. This is come from Castellano 2012. Moreover, total goals in top 3 teams are higher than the bottom 3 teams. Based on the result of total goals, the top 3 teams and bottom 3 teams for total goals achieve a significant difference result, which is P is lower than 0.05. The result of mean and standard deviation for top 3 teams is 77.67 and 19.757, and bottom 3 teams, which is 32.00 and 3.464. Top ranked team score more goals, attack more often, especially on goals, and require fewer opportunities than lower ranked team. This is come from Brito de Souza 2019. Subsequently, shooting accuracy in top 3 teams are higher than bottom 3 teams. Based on the result of shooting accuracy, the top 3 and bottom 3 teams for shooting accuracy achieve a significant difference result, which P is lower than 0.05. The result of mean and standard deviation for top 3 teams is 14.27 and 3.099, and bottom 3 teams is 9.47 and 0.208. Shooting accuracy reflects a playing style that emphasizes straightforward scoring. This comes from Brito de Souza in 2019. Finally, average goals in top 3 teams are higher than bottom 3 teams. Based on the result of average goals, The top 3 and bottom 3 teams for average goal achieve a significant difference result, which is P is lower than 0.05. The result of mean and standard deviation for top 3 teams is 2.30 and 0.557, and bottom 3 teams which is 0.93 and 0.116. One of the most important variables is goal scoring, which is the high point and goals of any offense, comes from Armatas 2014. In summary, the performance indicator is very important in developing a strong tactical assessment or strategy to acquire points in the process of the games and win the match. The study proved that successful teams provide more positive results in terms of attacking statistics rather than unsuccessful teams. Coaches and team management should build a training program that will improve attacking tactics as well since defensive and team play, as all of these factors operate together. Furthermore, incorporate mental and physical conditioning into future training programs to ensure that their squad can remain focused on the game until the conclusion. A few outcomes can be used for future research based on the current findings. Future studies indicate that crossover could be used as a factor in determining whether a football team is successful or unsuccessful, as well as whether they are in top or bottom of a tournament or a seasonal championship. This could have an impact on a football game's crossover performance, whether it can contribute in gaining points or be modified as a strategic and tactical information as a reactive method to enhance performance. So, this is the list of the reference that I referred while completing this research. So, that's all from me for the presentation. I hope it will be helpful and I'm ready and glad to receive and answer questions from panel. Thank you, stay safe and prevent from the spreadness of COVID-19. Thank you.